Hey, this is Philip from Seasman Motor Co. and today we're going to be doing a cool tech tip for you all about wiring. So sometimes in a car you have to join two wires together. Now there's a couple different methods and different people believe different things in terms of what's the best way of doing it. Now there is the soldering method, and that's where you join two wires, you add some solder and you essentially melt them together. Second method is to use a crimp connector, so you put the two wires in and use a pair of pliers and you crimp the connector together. And the third way is to do a twist method. Now the way that most people do the twist method is kind of not the best way because it can come loose and it's not very strong. However, there is a really good way of doing a twist method, and that's what we're going to show you today. So if you grab your piece of wire here, what you want to do is just cut it so that you've got your two pieces. Simulate that you have these two pieces that you want to connect. And then what you're going to do is you're going to strip the wire. Now when you're doing the crimp or the strip method with the twist, you want to strip off kind of more wire than you would normally do with like a crimp connector. So I'm going to do about 1 inch on each side, and these are really handy. Instead of getting in there with the pliers and pulling it off, this just does it automatically. So you go like that, and then you've got about 1 inch. I'm going to do it even a little bit more. There we go, so a little over 1 inch, and I'll do that on both sides. Now I've got a little over 1 inch of wire. Now the first thing you want to do is each of these you want to spin so that they're nice, tight, and wound together. So I'll do that on the first one. Same thing on the second. And then before you join them up together, you want to get some shrink tubing. You can also use electrical tape. When you're doing this method, you want to use a shrink tubing that's a little bit larger than the wire itself, because you'll see later, but you'll need a little bit extra room. So I'm going to take this one, which is a little bit bigger. I'm going to slide it over. And then what you do is you take the wire here and you cross it right at the base where the insulation meets, and twisting them together really tight like this all the way to the top, just like that. And you want to make sure it's really tight, and then you're going to bend these wires so that they're facing each other, so that as if it's one wire connected. Now most people will just bend this over, tape it up, and leave it like that. However, with it like this, if you pull on it with any kind of amount of strength, it'll just pull apart. Now the way to make this really strong, which is really cool, is what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece here, and halfway up we're going to bend it like this and fold it over on itself. So we're going to fold it over and then squeezing it really tight so it's mounted just like that. So it's going to look like this. And then in the same direction that we folded it, we're going to lay it onto the wire. And again, squeeze it over so it's nice and tight. So it's going to end up looking like that. And then what you do is you slide over either your electrical tape, or in this case we're going to use a shrink tubing, and you're going to slide it over top like that. This shrink tubing might be a little bit too small, but I think I can make it work. Sometimes you can spin it a little bit with your fingers to get it over top. You want this pretty tight. And then you're going to push the shrink tubing over so it's exactly centered. So there we go. So now the shrink tubing is on, about that way. And then with the heat gun, we're going to shrink the tubing. And you're done. That's your connection. This is great if you can't get into the area with a soldering gun or a crimp connector. It's nice because it remains flexible. There isn't the solder that gets brittle and makes a hard spot, so this will actually continue to bend. And that's really tight. You can see that that's not going to come loose unless you're putting some crazy load on it. So this is a great method if you are going to be doing the twist connection. So the reason this works so well is because in order for the wire to come apart, what it needs to do is actually raise itself through the insulation, whether you use heat shrink or electrical tape, it has to double back, raise itself, and then it can come loose. If you're just doing the typical twist method, it'll just unravel like this. But this way, it works really well and it's super strong. So that was today's tech tip. Make sure to like and subscribe below for tech tips every week coming out. And hit up our Patreon. We do all these videos on our spare time, and we're really appreciative of everyone who can donate to Patreon.
So where did you learn this?
I learned this a while ago. There was a website I found for this old school racer, and he actually wired his entire race car with this. And swore by it, and I've been doing it ever since when I have to use a twist method, because it's crazy strong. Like the first time I tested this, when I was pulling on it to see if it would break, it actually broke the wire here and not even at the crimp. So quite often it'll be I can't even break it. There we go. Yeah, it's really strong. It's really strong. So yeah, I like this method.